State your name for the record.
Jin Erso.
Forgery of imperial documents, possession of stolen property, aggravated assault, resisting arrest.
Can you be trusted without your shackles?
Yes, sir. With Jin, Gareth and I both felt that it was very important that we found her humanity and her vulnerability. Everyone should relate to her. The rebellion have found her a little bit difficult, but they need something very specific from her.
When was the last time you were in contact with your father?
It appears he is critical to the development of this super weapon.
Jin is, at least to the eyes of Cassian, a troublemaker. But then he witnesses that she's a real hero and willing to risk everything.
If my father built it, we'll find him and bring him back.
Felicity brings a level of strength that always keeps you on your toes. You want her to win.
Oh my God, this is Star Wars. This is insane. An experience that I will never, ever forget. May the Force be with us.
If I'd known since I was 4 that I was going to be shooting a Star Wars film, I would have planned it all my life.
This film, these characters, this story I grew up with. It's a whole world I've been thinking about for quite a long time.
You can feel everyone in the crew and the cast kind of stops and just takes that in, and you remember, oh, we're actually in Star Wars.
It's like the world's greatest toy set. It's a bit like being that kid again with Star Wars figures. Stormtroopers over here, and then this happens, there's an explosion. It's been a lot of fun. It's the greatest job in the world. Rogue One takes place very close to Episode 4. The simplest way to explain it is that text you see at the beginning of A New Hope. That is essentially our movie.
They call it the Death Star. Terrible weapon. But there's a way to defeat it. Jin's starting to put together a team.
She wants to fight. We all do.
How many do we need?
It is an ensemble movie, but at the heart of it is a strong woman.
The time to fight is now. Every day they grow stronger.
All these characters are real heroes that are willing to risk everything.
Light the place up and make 10 men feel like 100. Through their journey, we see the formation of the Rebel Alliance and the stealing of the Death Star plans.
Anyone not willing to risk being left behind? Now's your chance to speak up.
That is a bad idea.
Hey,
Quiet. They achieve what they achieve because they achieve it together.
This is Rogue One.
these characters, this story I grew up with. It's like I've been preparing my whole life for this. If you're really doing this, I want to help. It's challenging because one day you're doing a very emotional scene, but the next day you're leading some stormtroopers. It's fun. It has a little bit of everything. Here is the Maldives. We are in a deserted island. We're doing battles and running and chasing, and we're just living the experience.
There is a 97.6% chance of failure.
He means well. You know, it's a true adventure, and you're enjoying the ride in a galaxy far, far away.
I've thought about it a lot. Why does Britain create so many great filmmakers and actors? What is it about Britain that seems to generate these people? It's pretty phenomenal, the influence we've had on like global culture. We really punch above our weight. When we were making Rogue One, I sort of half jokingly but half meaning it said to the producers, well, wait, let's just shoot in Canary Wharf. There's all the guys in the suits, you know, coming home from work, and we're not allowed to tell anyone, it's really secretive. And we're thinking, okay, we're gonna film Star Wars, and then we had hidden Stormtrooper outfits and stuff, and we go in, and within an hour, turned it into the Empire. I went up to one of the art directors and was like, this was so good, like, how did you do this so quick? And he said, oh, we came in last night and we did a practice run. Like the extra mile that the crew would always go to. It's kind of like a military operation. The great thing about British crews is they've been doing this, you know, for generations, and they've all inherited off the previous one all these little tricks of the trade. We had an assistant director on the film whose dad worked on the original New Hope, and his job on that was to direct the X-Wing pilots for the battle sequence. And his son on our film had exactly the same job. It was really weird. That felt really appropriate. The great thing is on set is no one says no. And you'd say to them, like, you can say no, you know, is this a problem? And they'd say, no, we don't do that. Like, they sort of pride themselves on giving you everything you want. There's something magical about Great Britain. There's so many great examples of British filmmakers, people like Hitchcock and David Lean. And it's funny because even people like from outside of the UK, like Kubrick, he ended up making Britain his home because, you know, the crews were so good. I'm Gareth Edwards, director of Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, and I'm very proud to say it was made great in Britain.
The captain says you are a friend. I will not kill you.
K2SO was built by the Empire, and he was reprogrammed and is now Cassian's right-hand droid.
Where are you taking these prisoners?
He is taking us to quiet. Oh, and there's a fresh one if you mouth off again.
I've heard him described as the anti-C-3PO. I do not like her.
Did you know that wasn't me?
This is great because it's like when you're a kid and you're playing Star Wars. Actual things are blowing up, huge things on fire. It's the best version for the kid that still lives inside of you.
Punch it. I'm not very optimistic about our odds.
Not now, okay.
Rated PG-13.
You look at Star Wars, and classically, each planet is its own ecosystem. Tatooine was a desert planet, Hoth is an ice planet, but there's never really been a paradise planet.
Gareth wanted Scarif to be a beautiful, bucolic place. Blue emerald water, desert islands.
I don't think anyone's ever filmed here before in the Maldives. Like, nothing like this.
You're on a beautiful beach surrounded by palm trees, but there's a survival element to filming. And also there's a really nice spirit amongst everyone. There's a togetherness.
We're just here because Alan loves scuba diving, and I come from a tropical country. So they just wanted us to be happy, and they succeeded.
When I was growing up, this was my idea of filmmaking. It's a really cool way to finish the film.
This is the last full day in the Maldives. This is kind of the day where we're trying to get a bit more of the actual battle and a bit more scope.
X-Wing, X-Wing, bang!
So, yeah, it's exciting.
This is our chance to make a real difference.
That's like the two most amazing things in the world combined. It's like paradise and Star Wars.
Rated PG-13.
We all grew up with Star Wars, and I never imagined for 1 minute that I would ever work on a Star Wars production. My role on Rogue One is an opportunity to be able to develop techniques, get better at it, not only in the way that we make things, but hopefully more successfully creatively, in such a way as that it feels as Star Wars as it can possibly be.
The creatures are amazing. Their eyes blink and move, and their lips have a very subtle expression.
You'll look up and one of the creatures is a huge monkey shooting this enormous gun out of the plane. And then you remember, oh, we're actually in Star Wars.
I love apes and monkeys in general, and I love space. So when you combine the two and have a space monkey, it's kind of a dream come true. You've got to remind yourself that every single day is an amazing thing, no matter what you're doing. We just happen to be running around with robots and creatures and stuff. Nice to meet you.
Rated PG-13.
Everybody has come on board this film and elevated it, and this is just another layer that has just taken it over to a point where I never thought we'd ever be able to achieve. It feels really special, and I was having to stop tearing up. So thank you so much. You guys are phenomenal, and thank you, Michael.
It's like the fantasy you always have as a kid. Everywhere is an amazing shot, an amazing character.
It's about the humanity of it, which just makes the whole thing so real.
Ready, and action!
Your heart's beating and you're actually in this situation. You get something very genuine that you couldn't have planned.
You'll actually compose shots that if we were on a green screen set, you just wouldn't have known were available.
Pressure's so high. Like, we're making a film that's right touching my favourite movie of all time. But then if you're too respectful of it, that you daren't do anything new or different, take a risk, then what are you bringing to the table?
X-Wing!
X-Wing! Kills the attack down there! Bang!
really where a film crew like this really comes into their own. That kid, when you were 4 years old, grew up with Star Wars figures. It's a bit like just being that kid again. You're sort of going like, "Arr, arr, arr."
May the Force be with us.